Number three is engaging. If you have a store at the moment and you have people posting on your page or liking your page or commenting, you need to start engaging with them. You need to really, it's funny because like until social networks came along, the way companies would communicate would be through press releases or usually press releases or just TV advertising or print advertising. And now it's a two-way street. Before it was really kind of like it was a one-way street before, Consumers didn't have any way of protesting. The only way they could really voice dissatisfaction was either calling the business or going to customer protection agencies. And so what's interesting is now, if you do a bad job on in your business, people will be very verbal on social media, which is great because then it forces you, and it first of all it puts bad businesses on the side, which is great if you actually run a good business, and it enhances good business. So you need to understand that you need to engage. It is a two-way street, and people will ask questions on comments, for example, on Facebook, and it's your job to answer. You need to interact. There's no way you can just publish stuff and just never interact. The only way you can get away with that is if you're a big celebrity, right? I just saw Vin Diesel's page pass 100 million viewers. I don't know if he engages, but that's, for example, he's, I think, one of the biggest pages on Facebook. He doesn't really need to engage. I would still engage if I were him, because you can see others like Taylor Swift engaging, Nicki Minaj engaging. So there is space really to engage, and there's huge incentive to really engage with followers and fans. So if you're a small business, a brick and mortar business, go back and forth, ask questions, and we'll talk about getting engagement. But ask questions. People will have questions about products and about promotions, or just anything. They might have questions about an employee that they liked. A waiter or a waitress in your restaurant. So you really want to communicate and have that open channel. Otherwise, it's a one-way street, and people have no interest coming back to your online property, so Facebook or Twitter, if they don't see that they can have some sort of response from you. And that's the big thing. It's people want to deal with human beings, right? So they want to have an interaction. Businesses who interact the best, even if it's on a, obviously if you have a big business, you probably can't interact with everybody, but I really believe that interacting, it's really back to old school business. That's what I really believe, because the more you can interact with customers, the more you can actually build an amazing relationship with them, which then increases business because it'll come back. So, engaging is great. For example, I was traveling to Amsterdam a few weeks ago, and I posted a Vine video. You can actually check it out on Vine if you go to the description in YouTube. You'll see my Vine. It's basically like in Amsterdam, like in the departures terminal, you have this huge chocolate restaurant. It's not really, it's like a buffet, but only chocolate. And it's amazing. They have these huge pyramids of chocolate. And so, they're very eye-catchy. So, I made a Vine video, and I posted it when I was just boarding. And I tagged Schiphol, which is the name of the airport. And within minutes, 2-3 minutes, I get a reply back from Schiphol saying, hey, why didn't you have a bite? Why didn't you get anything? So I was like, wow, that's really interesting. That's, a brand, a company, a business that's actually replying. And we went back and forth for a few tweets, and that's it. But it was interesting to see an airport, which is probably one of the most unsexiest businesses on earth, actually have a voice, and interact in a funny way. So that's a very good example. I have a bad example for you. I was in a supermarket. This was last week actually. I was in a supermarket and I was like those innocent drinks that they're like. I think they're probably one of the first smoothie companies to come out. This was in the UK maybe 10, 12 years ago. And it was funny because like innocent is full of sugar, right? But it's marketed as really as a healthy drink. So, I take the innocent bottle, which is very small. It's like half the size of this glass. And I walk to, the area where they sell Coke. So I walk to the Coke stand. And I put both bottles, so I put the innocent bottle next to the Coke bottle. And I put the ingredients and like the amounts of sugars and everything. And innocent has, I think it was like the strawberry smoothie or something, has as much sugar as Coke, right? Which is, by the way, that's mind-blowing to me. How, not mind-blowing, but it's fascinating to see how marketing can really, play on people's minds. Because there is as much sugar in innocence as there is in Coke. So, I was a bit cheeky and I made an Instagram video and I tagged Coke and Innocent, and I said, hey Innocent, you have as much sugar as Coke. And what's funny is I didn't get any reply, right? Which is to be expected because I was kind of like teasing them a bit. But it would have been funny if one of them would have replied back with something funny, or just, maybe just, kind of, since I kind of poked, some fun at them, they could have poked me, which was, I thought that's a missed opportunity. And I like doing that with brands to see who interacts. And, it puts them in an uncomfortable situation, but they could have turned it around and really done, they could have done something really funny with it, but they didn't. So, Innocent and Coke, get your game together. That's number 3. Engaging. People want to be engaged. When they take the time to tweet or to comment or to like, try to give something. People just want to be recognized. Recognized. That's really funny how I said that. But people want to be seen, and if you can give them some sort of access, because people want access, you win. And if you play just with, the old school model of one-way street communication, you'll lose. That's number 3.
Go to MatthiasMazur.com to watch the full episode and connect with Matthias on social media. See the links in the description below.